guys, this is mind blowing. Do you know how MCP server works? Check this out. Important, and why do I think it's here to stay, and it's going to enable us to bunch of stuff that's just not possible to do. Okay, first of all, this is the way to stay the art today without an MCP server. Forget about the MCP, and let's say you want to create an agent and you want that agent to communicate with different APIs. For example, you want to communicate with Slack, Gmail, or just a custom database. In order for you to do that, you will have to build these integrations from scratch. It's not just as simple as letting the model pick your out documentations of an API, because for example, the Gmail API might allow you to delete messages. You don't want your agent to access to delete messages. You want to restrict your agent to somehow to only create new messages or maybe save files. You may don't want to have agent who access full API. In order to allow for that, you're gonna have to create some custom maybe prompts or some custom implementations that will restrict your agent to do only the things you want to do. Okay, the same thing happens when you want the custom messages. You want your agent to format the messages instructions in certain way. That communications, that specification, that implementation has to exist somehow. And let's see, to build that spot on the agent. Now agent knows how to use Slack and Gmail with custom database, but all of a sudden that agent, you will give it away or put it in public, and people wants to use the same implementation with their agents. So maybe these agents here is going to serve the IDE on your right code, and your IDE now will serve communicate with Slack and Gmail and database. You want people to use that AI agent in cursor. What going to happen at that point is that all of the implementations you did custom for Windsor is not going to translate to cursor now. So all of that work will have to be redundant on the server, right? That the main idea here is of MCP. MCP comes to reduce complexity, because now you don't have to recreate all of those connections or implementations, specifications to connect to all of those APIs. Now with MCP, you can have a standard that anyone can use to connect an LLM or an AI agent to your backend or different API. In this particular case here, we have the MCP server in the mail, and wanted to imagine this MP server communicate, knows how to connect to Slack, knows how to connect to Gmail, knows how to connect to the custom database of the agent, custom agent. It may be cloud desktop or it may be cursor, I don't know, Windsor, whatever it is. That custom agent now will use the protocol to talk to that MCP server, and you can swap that agent. You can take the same thing to Windsor, and the implementation custom specification will reside on the MCP server. It doesn't matter what agent you use, you can still make a whole thing work. Follow 100x Brains for more AI updates.